Okay, new recording. The last one, the volume on the mic wasn't very loud. I'm gonna have to go in and do some editing magic on that. And video editing, I haven't done before, but audio editing, I have in the past. But stripping out the audio, adding back in the audio, maybe I can use Caden Live or something. Get that correct. I don't know what channel I'm going to load this up on. Maybe either my own. Not like I'm expecting it to go viral or anything. Okay, what I'm doing here is trying to separate this, and this is extremely thin. Oh, gosh. Do I have a razor blade or something? It doesn't look like I have one extremely handy. So, you gotta be careful when you're doing this particular bit. It's better to do it on this side than like I was at first on the other side. I'm going to replace this cable. It's too short for me to work with anymore and way too over repaired. So, like I said, you got to be careful when you're doing this because you don't want to stress this plastic any more than you have to. And I have a razor somewhere, and I had it even, there it is, sitting close by. Lovely 3D printed razor. Well, 3D printed handle for the razor. Oh, yeah, see that? Just separated. And then just go around the edge. Be careful, don't cut yourself. And it should pop right out. And I'm not going to be able to pull because the cable's going to get in the way because of how it's set up. So, snippy snippy. Hold that off. And you can see why I sheathed it all the way up to the top like that. Okay. Exposed wire. But now I can pull that in a little bit and give me some room to work. Heck, I can pull it all the way through since it's not staying. Even if it messes it up more, big deal. Okay. Now, it's important to remember, see where the red comes in, that's where the green goes. Ugh. And the green is on where the red is. Not that that tells us much. I wish one was copper. But I'm going to assume that the red is the copper. If it sounds like garbage, we can always redo the MMCX connection on the other side. That's the best way to tell. Okay, but before we undo that, let's leave that for now. I'm going to grab another one of these lovely cables that I've been using that were part of another headset that I used on other projects. And I'm not going to trim it yet, but it will get trimmed. And then try and feed that through. This is the hardest part. I might need to get a thin screwdriver. Turn this back this way. Slide that in because this is too thick. That's too thick. Wow. Okay. Yes, I am using the needle tip on my flux to help push this in there. And I don't think it's going to work either. Look. Oh. Well. That's a problem. Probably can't see it. But way down in there, all the way at the back, there is residue from the old one. Shouldn't have pulled it through like I did. My fault. Okay, let's see what I can do. Pick. And then did I get it out? Didn't see anything fall out. Doesn't mean it didn't. Long, thin piece of metal. Paperclip? Do I have a paperclip? What? Nope. Solder. Will at least tell us. Okay, yeah, we're clear all the way through. Clearish. Okay. If we can't get this through, I can find others. That's working pretty good. Super tiny. Still haven't got it through there yet, and I should have. Ah, no, it was close, but alright. Yeah, this is definitely a pain. Especially when you get two pieces like that. But, man. There's gotta be something left in there. found it. Day after I buy two more, I find it. Isn't that how it works? I need my mate Vince's sewing needle. Oh yeah. Now you can see it. I just worked that out with this screwdriver working from the other side. There we go. That bit's out. Now hopefully we can slide it through. Mm. Still nothing. It's clear all the way to the bend. Oh, a little bit of twisting, and there it is. So now the hard part becomes getting it out of there and into a position where we can pull on it. And much like with the broken bit that was in there previously, I'm just trying to get it over and pull, because really there's like no way to get a pair of needle nose in there. Okay, and now with the angle I'm able to twist and push, and now I should be able to get a needle nose in there and give it a tug. Voila. Okay, now what we need is a knot to keep it from pulling too far back, but we don't want too much in here or left in the cup, because then we won't be able to close it properly. And we don't want too little, because then one, we won't be able to work, and two, um, it will not act as a tension reliever. Okay, so I see that much exposed wire and then directly to the knot, so that's pretty short. We'll give it a try. Work it into position. Alright, there we go. Using red as copper. What's really interesting is that there is a copper wire that runs through this, which means it was originally a right side and it had a microphone. But the copper doesn't go all the way up to here, so it was for the mic. Now this wire is a pain to strip. Well, they're all a pain to strip. So I'll heat it up a little bit, pluck some wire off. And, oh, green. Green on this one. So it'll be green to green, copper to red. Like I said, if we get it wrong, we can fix it on the other side. If it sounds terrible, then that means we got it backwards and gotta try it again. Alright, so flux on the wire itself. Pre-tin these wires. Move that over there. Heat up the iron. Oh yeah, where's that flaky bit? From where I messed up again. Seems like I mess up every video, but at least this one, get the lighter out of the way this time. Isn't too bad. Alright, so once again, solder. Get some on this tip. Flux is extremely helpful here. And you can see it tinned right up. And that took the coating off and tinned right up. Okay, so, well, this is blue, not green, but that's where the green is going. And at the same time we're taking this off, we are adding a little bit of the leaded. Oh, you guys can't see that. Move the light out of the way. As a matter of fact, just turn that light off for now. That'll help you guys see better, if not me. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I already removed the blue. Pop off the red. And now, I know it's hard to see, but there's the green. Right on. The joys of pre-tinning. This one's a little harder to get lined up, and bam! Tug, both are good. No way to test because the other side isn't done. And it's not like I'm gluing this. I'm just going to slide it back in position. Pull the wires, make sure it lines up. Once we get closer. Okay, we are to the knot. But I don't like how it's sitting. Okay, I can't do any better than that, but that's fine. So that left some space. Probably more than it should be, but probably not enough to stop us from getting this into position and locked. Okay, probably. And yeah, see, right back together. It's all sealed up. Probably take a razor blade to get it back apart again. Alright. I guess I could test resistance on here, but I'll just hook up the end and see what happens. Mail, 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 mail. Mail? Mail. I'm short on mail sets. I said... Oh, no, no. This is female. Female. I have one that's already pre-tinned because I did it wrong earlier, so here we go. I should check and make sure. Is this the right? This is the right side. Make sure that it still closes because I don't like how the solder's sitting on it. Yep. That took some work. We got it to close. Not all the way though. Okay, yeah, there. Closed all the way. Alright. A little bit of work and it closes. Alright. Put that there. Sleeve. Sleeve. And we'll use a longer one on this one. It'll come out fine. We haven't done any stripping back yet, but this is 2 pieces of wire instead of 1, so it remains difficult. Fuzzy stuff. Okay. Let me split this in half just so it's half the distance I have to go through. Yeah. I know I said I was going to short this cable, but honestly I don't think I need to. I still can. You know what? That's not going to work. What if I split it in half? Alright, there we go. I could just get thicker heat shrink, but then it might not seal well. Alright, thicker heat shrink it is, because I don't feel like doing that the whole way back. Oh, box of heat shrink. Black or blue? Black. That might shrink down enough, it might not. Oh well. We're giving it a try. Okay. Oh. God damn it. We'll try this. In case you're wondering, this is my wire strippers. 3D printed. Close. Yep. Okay. Got a green and a copper. And we're gonna do that again. Separate them out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's too long. It might be. Might be a little long. A little long. I can always trim it later. Flux and flux. And clean that up a little bit on a damp sponge. And then get it all dirty again. Flux on the tip. Oh, so glad I am not soldering this yet because I didn't put the sleeve on. See how easy it is to forget. Okay, there's the green. There's the copper. Slide the sleeve on. Come on. And it's facing the right direction. Fits over that. Okay, outside is copper. Inside is green. I don't necessarily like these 3-pin ones. I like the 2 cups better. Gives you more surface area to work with. There we go. Almost to the point where we can test. I think I can test now. Oof, not good. Not that way. Shit. Yeah, we'll see if this closes now. Probably not. And the green came undone. And that's the other thing about it. These, because of that 3 prongs, it's extremely easy to get solder on the rings, which can make it difficult, if not impossible, to close. And being that far to the outside can make it impossible to close. Okay. If we have to redo it, we have to redo it. I should have plenty of more females. Yeah, I found those other females, the ones with the cups instead. So I can switch to those if this isn't going to work and I can't find my solder wick. Yeah. Yep. That's gonna have to go. And that means I'll have to go off to the side until I find the time and the solder wick to fix it. There's a bag for that. There honestly is. But in the meantime, we're going to switch to these. 1 red, 1 blue. And this is a right side, so it gets a red. First thing I'm going to do is slide the sleeve on. It's a completely different style of sleeve, but in the end it's the same thing. Alright, you can see 2 cups. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. That's what I always think of it as because of how the bowl shape is on them. Alright, flux. What's turning here? Yes, my iron is hot. No, I don't recommend this at home. Alright. See how I'm heating up the cup and well, okay, now I had to bring it to the inside. I usually try to do it from the outside. That can work. But I'm trying not to touch the solder itself on the line, but to get it to melt from the metal being hot, except on that inner cup. The inner cup, I don't want to melt the plastic that's around it. That's the spacer between these two and what holds everything in the proper position for the connections. So minimum time there. I do heat up the metal, but yeah, try not to spend too much time there. Okay, so copper to the sleeve. Green. To the core. Alright. Disconnect. Almost ready for testing. Oof. Shouldn't get any crosstalk. I'm not seeing any bridge. Alright. But like I said, we're not gonna do the heat shrink until we test. We'll set on the previous go through. Yep, slipped right on, didn't end up with any solder on the sleeve. Alright, so now I'm gonna hook this up to the one I'm wearing. Whew. Line it up. Okay, well, works perfect. My phone's here somewhere. Oh yeah, I'm using it as a camera. Not useful. But turning it off, turning it on, I get sound. And this one has the rubber type, so I can separate it that way. Don't necessarily recommend doing that either, but it works. It doesn't really hurt the teeth because the rubber is there. Okay, and this one being the larger size, heat shrink, I can slide it up over the metal prongs and then heat. Okay, yeah. I was worried about it not sealing up good earlier, but that looks okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Now, before I even do the super glue, I'm going to test again because I'm worried about crosstalk or the ground shorting the ground, essentially, is what I'm worried about. Guess it wouldn't be crosstalk, it'd be shorting the ground. So the heat shrink tubing being over both of them could pull them together. I am going to hook up and test one more time. This doesn't give me a full audio quality test, but that's going to be hard to do. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Alright. Hot glue. Spin it back this way a little bit, I guess. Snips. I've also done this with a razor blade, the chopping it off on the end. Definitely not as fun. Split off 3 pieces. I'll probably use 3 if not more, but 3 is a good safe place to start. Okay, screwdriver, and bring this up a little bit, I guess. Alright, screwdriver, just slipping it down between the wire and the outside of the sheath. If it'll go in. There. Yep. Alright, next one. those wires are pretty well protected, but I think I want to test anyway. Actually, I can get audio to go through. Hook this up. These cups are a little larger than the other ones, so they take a bit more hot glue. Power on. Don't get me wrong, Reagan Youth rocks. But when it comes to audio quality, testing, not the greatest. Alright. 2 weeks notice. From all that remains. Oh yeah. Audio quality solid. Alright. Whew. So now also takes a little bit more heat to get through. The outside does heat quickly. Alright. Snip. Snip. Shouldn't need any more than that. Other nice thing, it holds heat too. So when I'm putting this hot glue in, at least the first one, it'll be all nice and melty. Whew, I got a Mountain Dew here. Gorgeous. All right. All good. Solid. All right, that's how it's done. And well, we can give it one last test. Yeah, that is a little long, but that won't be a problem. Still works. Still sounds good. Yeah. I might decide in a couple of days that the audio isn't correct and I need to swap those inner and outer. But for now, that's how it's done. And I'll be able to use this as a review next time I'm wondering which one is ground and which one is, correct. Like I said, that's a little long. But that'll work well on my retractable ones, I guess, because it can go from right at the base, right there, up to the ear without having to pull it out any. Which is better for longevity. Alright. And makes it shareable with other people. Okay, that is the end of this recording. Probably going to have to do some editing.